The White House press secretary unloaded on the very people who helped get his boss elected. He lashed out because the left is holding the president accountable to his campaign promises. For more on this, let's bring in Adam Green, co-founder of the Progressive Change Campaign Committee. Adam, you have been critical of the White House, said that they've had a loser mentality. Did you take this article and this coverage on this story as a personal shot? Your organization was mentioned in the story.
Was it a personal shot? I think it was definitely a shot at progressives. I think even Robert Gibbs would admit at this point that he pretty much lost his cool. But it really revealed something pretty important about the White House mentality towards the progressive movement. What it said to me was that they actually don't understand the critique of them by progressives. And if I could, in case folks in the White House are watching right now, I'd love to try to sum up as succinctly as I can what that critique is. You know, basically, millions of people have taken action through our organization, the Progressive Change Campaign Committee, Move On, Democracy for America, and I've even texted into your phone polls, Ed, saying that the president should be stronger on issues like the public option and Wall Street reform. And what the White House needs to understand is that we're not the enemy. We are the people who voted for you. We're the people who woke up every day in 2008 and said, what can I do today to get Barack Obama elected? And unfortunately, you know, when we heard President Obama say on the campaign trail that the days of corporate lobbyists writing our nation's laws are over, we believed him, and we want to hold him accountable to that. And it's very unfortunate when we see him then cut deals with the pharmaceutical industry, cut deals with the insurance industry, cut deals with the Wall Street bankers, refuse to fight Joe Lieberman and Olympia Snowe when they obstruct progress. So our message to the White House is this: if you are willing to fight strong, like you said you would fight strong during 2008, progressives will have your back every step of the way. Well,
do you think that what Robert Gibbs said is what the president thinks?
I think it is indicative of a mentality at the White House that doesn't understand the critique. They think, hey, I passed health care reform. Isn't that great? But they didn't pass the public option, even though the overwhelming majority of Americans wanted it.
Here, there's some reaction on Capitol Hill tonight. Representative Congressman Keith Ellison from Minnesota is saying, when he was asked about resignation of Robert Gibbs, he said, I think that'd be fair. Yeah, that'd be fair, because this isn't the first time. And again, people of all political shades work very hard to help the president become the president. Why would he want to go out and deliberately insult the president's base? And why would he confuse legitimate critique with some sort of lack of loyalty? Isn't this what the far right does? Punishes people who are not ideologically aligned with President Bush? What do you make of this? Is this more trouble for the White House?
Yeah, I think criticizing critics is not a good idea. But even worse is not understanding what the critics are saying. So again, we are fully willing to fight with this president if he's willing to fight for us. But again, on issues like the public option, he didn't really fight. He could have barnstormed across Joe Lieberman's state, a state that overwhelmingly wanted the public option and demanded that Joe Lieberman not filibuster it, but he didn't. So it's tough to then come back to us and say, don't criticize me when I passed a health care reform bill that didn't have the public option. Yeah. We have the right to criticize, and it's our duty to. And you know, I should say, for the first time publicly, except for your radio show this afternoon, the Progressive Change Campaign Committee is now up to 450,000 Americans strong, folks who went to boldprogressives.org and said, hey, we are Democrats, but we want a progressive Democratic Party, and we're going to take action in that regard.
Adam, keep up the fight. Good to have you with us tonight. Thanks so much.
Thanks, Ed.